again.
We're back with you on SportsCenter. The moral of this story is, if your team stinks and you're looking for a team to pull for, the story of a hospital, a little girl, and one of the best head coaches in college football gives you all the reason you need to pull for a good man, a better human being than a head coach. Now, those are the words of ESPN Radio's Ian Fitzsimmons. And the head coach he's talking about is Michigan State's Mark D'Antonio. This man right here. The little girl is Ian's daughter, Rowan, right here, who's battled a severe case of adolescent scoliosis, which causes her spine to curve sideways. Now, a chance meeting at a Texas hospital before last year's Cotton Bowl formed a friendship between the 9-year-old and the Spartans' head football coach. And Rowan didn't want to wear her back brace until D'Antonio coached her up, and then followed up, and kept following up, and kept coaching up. And we are lucky enough this morning to have Rowan and her father, Ian Fitzsimmons of ESPN Radio, join us via Skype. Marin is here as well. She might enter into the frame, the younger sister. Rowan, why don't we start with you? When you first met the Spartans team and you met Coach D'Antonio, why did you become a fan of theirs?
Because it really felt good to, because they kept on telling me to never give up and to follow my dreams, and that made me want to pull for them as well. They're helping me.
And Coach D'Antonio kind of treated you like one of his players. He said it's important for you to wear the brace because it's kind of like you're in training and you need to get back out on the field. How has your relationship been with him? I understand you guys talk on the phone?
We do. Around 2 weeks ago, he called me. Last week, he called me on the phone and he told me he was sending stuff, and we had a 5 to 6 minute conversation.
So you guys talk for 5 or 6 minutes. What else do you guys talk about? He says he's going to send stuff, and then you give him play calling ideas?
Easy, Randy.
Yeah, exactly.
And I understand you helped the team out. You sent them a letter earlier this season. It was after the loss in Nebraska. And what was your reaction to that loss?
My reaction was they did good on the game, but they should do better the next game. So I decided to send them a note for every big game they would have.
It was actually, she wrote it right before the Maryland week, but she referenced Ohio State. So they read it to her. Mark Snyder, the linebackers coach, she actually read it to the team right before the week of the Ohio State game, from what I understand. And she wrote in the letter, I think you guys have a copy of it, you know, you can get back in this thing if you beat Ohio State, which you will, and please come see me in Dallas for the playoffs. And they beat Ohio State, and for Coach D'Antonio and Snides to do what they've done to help this girl raise awareness for adolescent scoliosis. And they changed her life. She wouldn't wear this brace, Randy. I mean, it was a fight. And now she puts it on by herself. We don't even have to do it for her, and it's all because of these guys. They changed her life without a doubt.
Well, you said it's essentially a life-saving sort of measure because of how much she fought wearing the brace and how important it was for her to wear it.
Yeah, she had close to a 50-degree curve in her spine, and it was if it wasn't diagnosed, it would have caved her right lung in. So this is also avoiding being rotted. You know, to treat adolescent scoliosis, one medieval technique is to put rods in the kid's spine, and you can end up being deformed at times. Yeah. She is a living proof from Texas Scottish Rite Hospital that you don't have to do this to kids. And that's the big thing with her, is that you can be casted, and then if you wear your brace, you don't have to have these rods inserted into kids' spines. And with Coach D'Antonio's inspiration and him's he sent her a text yesterday. He's playing for the Big Ten title today. He's sending her a text message yesterday, man. I mean, say it out loud. It's just, it's amazing. And, you know, and this little girl is living proof that you don't have to do rods, that you can just sit there, and if you wear your brace and you're dedicated to it, you can beat this curve and this disease. And, you know, you can't thank him enough. He and Snides can't thank him enough. And those Spartans, they were so good with those kids at that hospital, that entire team. It's a special group of young men.
Well, that's a special program that they run up there in East Lansing. And Rowan, your dad mentions Texas Scottish Rite Hospital. I want to talk about Crawfish for the Curve. Your involvement, essentially you starting up this charity. What can you tell us, the fundraiser? What can you tell us about the fundraiser that you started?
The fundraiser is raising money for all the kids at Scottish Rite to help them. It's raising money. We've raised over $20,000 in cash and credits. So it's helping them because
She's got the brace, and she spat it up for the title game, by the way. There's her brace, and she's got all spatted up for Sparty.
There it is.
But it's amazing. It's far from a charity. It's a local fundraiser here in the neighborhood that our neighbors have embraced, and it's her idea. We kind of stole it from George and Cindy Segurnis, friends of Herb Street and I, from our days in Columbus, Ohio, where they had this idea for a Christmas party to raise money for diabetes. Their daughter had it. And they put a tip jar out, and you could put in whatever you wanted, and it just grew and grew. Well, we were talking about that, my wife Catherine and I, and Rowan goes, we should do that for my hospital.
Yeah. And
she came up with the crawfish boil, and she called it Crawfish for the Curb. It's her whole idea. It started in our backyard. Now we have to close the bleeping street down. I mean, seriously, the street is blocked, and there are kids running around like fireflies, man. The adults are slamming cold beers and eating crawfish. It's just an unbelievable deal, and people just donate whatever they want. My wife turned all her old braces into tip jars, and it's become a life of its own, man. And it's all due to this little girl. I mean, Sparty inspired her. She's trying to help kids. She's not my kid, I swear to you, because I'm not that good of a person, man. It's all her mama and her, and her sister Marin has been unbelievably, supportive. It's just an unbelievable story. It really is.
It's a neighborhood event, as you said, but your daughter is at the genesis for it. And Rowan, you have inspired Michigan State. If you were to give a pregame speech to that team, that group of players, Coach D'Antonio, what would you tell them as they play for the title tonight?
That they would do great, and that they really inspired me to wear my brace and to do what they do, and that they shall win, and I'll see them in Dallas.
All right. And if Michigan State does get this win, Rowan, how much credit should they give you? Let's be honest.
About 0.1%. Come on now.
Well, I'm saying that effort at the Horseshoe, off of the inspiration from your letter, Rowan, you deserve a lot of credit. And Ian, I don't need to tell you this, and I'm sure you would wholeheartedly agree. You got a lot to be proud of in that 9-year-old daughter of yours.
Her and her sister Marin has been so supportive. Yep. But I'll tell you this: she also wrote him a letter on Tuesday, and that's why he texted her yesterday. But she wouldn't let me read the letter. She said, "This is between Coach and I." I mean, this relationship.
There we go.
It's become comical, man. It's so unique, and hey, man, go green, go white.
Yeah, if you don't have a dog in this thing and you're just looking for a team to back for all the right reasons, it certainly sounds like Michigan State is that group. Rowan Fitzsimmons, Ian Fitzsimmons, Marin is running around as well, and certainly to the entire Fitzsimmons clan down there in Texas. Rowan, congratulations on all your accomplishments with the Crawfish for the Curve, all you've done to raise that money, and keep wearing that brace, and we'll see you up here in Bristol here at some point. You come up and visit whenever you want.
Sounds good?
Yes, sir.
What do you say, go Sparty?
Go Sparty.
See you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Not only visit, she can have my seat on SportsCenter. How about that, Rowan? I think that's a done and done. Coming up, coaching carousel continues. We're going to talk about it. We get out the round table, actually.